Welcome in, latest episode of that SEC podcast. I'm your host, Michael Bratton. Go by SEC Mike on Twitter. And hey, flying solo for this episode. Let me know if you guys can see me. Let me know if you can hear me, as usual. I had to dismantle the whole setup here and I put it back together again. So, you already got some people flying in here. I appreciate it. But why am I flying solo, you may ask? Cousin Shane, hard at work. He actually drove up to Nashville. Anybody that missed it, I'm going to throw up this little photo here I took of the big Tennessee homer here. He came up to Nashville. That was last night at the bar. We went out and got barbecue, Edley's Barbecue. Shout out Edley's. Not a sponsor, but gladly would accept their money. But Shane came up. For the Nashville On3 Elite Series. So that was a heck of a time. We've been doing that all day. So Shane is actually driving back to East Tennessee. Here's a shout out of a photo. Me, Cousin Shane, and JD Piquel over there at On3. So I just wanted to give everybody a heads up that for the rest of the week, we're going to be debuting a bunch of these interviews we did. So we didn't just go there to hang out. We got our good buddy Rusty Manziel from Dogs HQ. He's our absolute favorite. Went about 35 minutes, I think, with Rusty. So I'm going to try to edit that together as soon as I get off of here and throw it up on YouTube. So that'll hopefully be tonight. And then tomorrow, we're going to go live as usual with Steven Lassen. He is going to debut the anonymous coach comments, my favorite part of the Athlon Sports College Football Magazine. Steve is going to debut all the anonymous comments for each and every SEC team, all 16, on the next episode. So that's what we're going to be doing. And then the rest of the week, we got Nick Roush, Kentucky Sports Radio, and he praised Tennessee after he's just throttled Tennessee for his entire life. We made him praise Tennessee for about 30 minutes. We got J.D. Piquel, outstanding interview, and then our guy, Austin Price, Vol Quest. So those are the interviews that are going to be coming out. Cousin Shane and I both got to sit down with them at this Nashville On3 series. So a lot of content coming your way this week. We're trying to give you the best SEC content we can, even though it is late May, early June, and college football feels like it is forever away. So just a shout out to all the people that we got to interview, and Grant Firking over there who runs the Nashville On3 Elite Series. But I couldn't not give you a podcast here because we've got the SEC spring meetings. And man, a lot of good news coming out of the spring meetings. I'm going to throw this up first. Anybody see this? This is via Brett McMurphy. I'm throwing it up on the screen if you're just listening. But we have got the official SEC logo with Texas and Oklahoma added to the group. Texas down there, Oklahoma's down there. So, hey, it's official. I know it's July 1 is the date they will come into the SEC. They're going to have a ceremony and all that, but they're taking part in all the league meetings and everything like that. So exciting stuff out of the SEC spring meetings so far. And of course, we'll get Billy Napier. He's commenting here, but we got comments from Sarkisian and Mike Elko talking about the renewal of the Texas A&M rivalry. But a little bit of news has leaked from the spring meetings, just want everybody to be aware of. But people keep asking us, when are they going to announce these kickoff times? I thought that was the whole thing. The SEC going to ABC, ESPN, Disney, that we can get advanced kickoff times. Well, it's sounding like starting Thursday, they're going to start announcing. And I'm told that in early June, they're going to announce every single noon Eastern time, 11 a.m. Central kickoff for the entire season. So that's going to be coming. I don't know if they're going to all dump that here on Thursday or if they're going to wait, another week or so, but it's not going to be long. So all the early noon Eastern, 11 a.m. kickoffs will be announced very soon by the SEC. And as I understand it, they're just going to reveal all of them for not the night games, not the 3:30 games, but the noon early game. So we'll have those out of the way, so that'll be pretty cool. But one thing that I really wanted to mention, too, it sounds like the SEC is leaning towards injury reports, official injury reports each and every week. College football, very vague about who's going to play. Sometimes you don't know till kickoff. So someone suspended, someone injured. Urban Meyer famously put someone, I can't remember who it was, maybe in Percy Harvin, but he put someone in a walking boot. The guy was suspended, put him in a walking boot, so they didn't have to announce the suspension. We're doing away with all that nonsense. If we can get officially all the coaches to sign off on injury reports. And yes, it may, you feel like those secrets are good for your team, but it would also be good, obviously, to know who is and isn't playing on the other team. So whatever little competitive advantage you get, I think it's kind of equalized by the fact that you're going to know the opponents, who's going to be playing, who's not going to be playing. And I thought it was pretty fascinating. Steve Sarkisian said, hell, let's find the coaches that don't provide this or don't provide accurate information, and that'll end that real quick, which I agree with 100%. I think it'd be good to get that going. And I said I was going to talk Billy Napier. First opportunity Billy Napier's had to address this Jaden Rashada lawsuit. He says, I am comfortable with my actions, and I'm thankful for my university's support. Now, he'll say that up to the minute they may have to let him go. But it probably won't be because of this damn lawsuit. It'll be because if, and it is an if in my mind, if Florida struggles. But that's going to be interesting to see. But let's kick it over here because I got back-to-back comments from the spring meetings from Steve Sarkisian talking about the renewal of the A&M series and Arkansas. He throws in Arkansas too. One of the highlights of Texas coming to the SEC is getting that renewal of obviously A&M, but now the Arkansas series too. And then Mike Elko, 100% fired up to be getting this Texas game back. Let's kick it over to Mike Elko and Steve Sarkisian.
Historical perspective on the game with A&M and your relationship with Mike.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited. I'll be honest with you. I've been part of some great rivalries in college football, and I know there was so much talk about realignment, and I know realignment looks different for every school. But for us, we gained two rivals back, right? We're playing Arkansas again, which is great for Texas Longhorn and Longhorn Nation. We get A&M back. And so you're talking about the game with A&M. You're talking about houses divided. You're talking about decades of tremendous games, Thanksgiving weekend. And so to get that game back, I know we're looking forward to it. I'm sure A&M is too. I've got a ton of respect for Coach Elko. We competed against one another when he was a defensive coordinator at A&M and I was an offensive coordinator at Alabama. And he got really good scheme, really good players, and I think he's going to do a really good job there.
When Sark was in here, he mentioned that for Texas, one of the exciting things about coming into the SEC was renewing some old rivalries, and particularly mentioned playing A&M again.
That would be us.
Yeah. From your perspective, your thoughts on the renewal of that rivalry this year?
Yeah, we should play that. That's just when you have two programs like that in the same state within 2 hours of each other. Those two teams should play. They should play every year. It should mean an awful lot, and it does, and it will. I think it'll be really cool this year getting that rivalry back going, and awesome that we have it at Kyle Field. It'll be an amazing atmosphere.
All right, so sorry about the audio. Again, I read the comments here, so switch to headphones here. So again, apologies for that. But it's great, isn't it, that we, for years and years and years, all these Texas coaches, all these A&M coaches had to get asked about, would you want this game back? Where should it be played? Yada, yada, yada. I hate it. I don't mind the Twitter and online back and forth, but I hated it when there's no game because that's all they were. It's just bickering for the sake of bickering, and it wasn't going to get settled. Now it's going to get settled. Let the bickering continue. You count down. It's 200 some odd days to Texas A&M hitting the field. I cannot wait, and if nothing else, I mean, it's just, to me, it's music to the ears to get Texas and Texas A&M in the same conference, playing each other annually, and they're going to be doing that. So, buddy, cannot wait. And they're also discussing 8-9 game conference schedule. I don't think that anything is going to necessarily come of that at these spring meetings because, well, many factors, but one, the schedule's laid out for 2 years in a row now. So even if they do go to 9 games, it won't be for essentially the 2026 season. So maybe they come to a resolution on that. But I really think they are considering expansion. They are considering what things look like with the expanded playoff. And it looks like we may be going to a 14 team playoff. So many unknowns with all this lawsuits and this, that, and the other. I mean, there's just so much uncertainty right now. I think they're going to stand pat. They want to, they're squeezing ESPN for more money. That's the whole sticking point there. They're not going to go to a ninth conference game unless they get the money to do it. And is the money there? Again, is there money there today? Maybe not. Is there that money in a year? I think there could be. So I don't know. These are all things to think about. But fun stuff here. And again, we're here late May, early June, college football in the conversation here, in the news. We're less than 100 days from SEC football. Cousin Shane, like I said, he's just driving his way back to East Tennessee. He has promised he's going to get a walk-in. All right, this is a true story. So we went, he came all the way up to Nashville, right? We had to lug all this gear. We had to wake up early, game plan these interviews, all this. It was a whole day event. And then at the end of it, Shane was not saying, man, we really killed it. We got some great interviews, all this, this time and energy and effort, all this stuff. Shane sat there, he took a big, deep breath in and said, I got to go do that damn walk. So the whole time Shane was in Nashville, he was thinking about this damn walk he's got to do tonight. Hopefully he gets it in there. Encourage him for his 100-day countdown. Man, he is battling to get through this thing, and he's about 5 days in. So hopefully he could get to 100. Yeah, Shane is definitely at the bar. He was at the bar last night. But hey, this could be a shorter one. This is all I wanted to share, this news. And again, to let you guys know, we got tons of great content coming up. Rusty Manziel, Nick Roush, Austin Price, J.D. Piquel, and then tomorrow, full back, regularly scheduled. What is it? 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central. Stephen Lassen on the show. He's going to reveal the anonymous coaching comments for all SEC teams, all 16 that are in the Athlon Sports College Football Preview magazine. You are not going to want to miss this. He has already teased some of the anonymous comments that are featured in the Athlon Sports College Football magazine that's coming out. So that's tomorrow night. Be there, be square, whatever they say, and be on the lookout for the Rusty Manziel interview. I'm gonna try to get that up tonight, and the rest of those interviews we're gonna filter out throughout the week. But hey, that's all I got. That's all I got on this one. Solo pods, I hate doing them, but I do appreciate each and every one of you for hanging out, and we will catch you tomorrow with Stephen Lassen to break down the anonymous coach comments in the Athlon Sports College Football Preview. Have a good night, everybody.